thanks so much for all the support so far with the 4 videos that are up. I appreciate the people subscribing and watching and the encouragement and the feedback I've gotten so far. I appreciate it. I wanted to jump in and give you a quick little video. One of the questions I used to get when I was teaching photography, I would get from students, because inevitably somebody finds out they're a photographer and they've got some job that they want them to do. And students would come to me and say, how do I know what to bid, or how much should I charge for that? And that was always kind of a tough question to answer, based on, they've never done a wedding before or whatever they're being asked to do. Talk about doing things for free, because there's a time for that, and then there's a time not to do it. And if you're just starting out, I think you're always tempted to do something for free. We all get those people that will call us and say, hey, are you willing to do something in exchange for exposure? Or, I'll put your name all over the photos and I'll tell everybody about you. And that, it sounds appealing, but it's not always a good thing. And you got to weigh out whether you should or shouldn't do that. But I wanted to tell a quick story that happened to me years ago in regards to doing things for free. So I had the opportunity to work for a rather high society, upscale group, photographing events for them. And they got in touch with me and said, we don't have a budget for it, but is it something you would be willing to do? And I looked at it as an opportunity to meet and get in with some rather high society people, high income people. And in my mind, I thought for sure, somebody's going to be getting married or have a daughter that's getting married. At the time, I was shooting a lot of weddings. And so I thought this is probably a good opportunity to get my name out to the right clientele. Well, I shot for them for probably 2 years. And I maybe did 3 or 4 events a year. So, maybe 6 events into working with them. And I hadn't gotten any paid work from it, no referrals. So I'm starting to kind of question whether this was a good idea or not. And sure enough, when I started kind of thinking that way, the lady that always hired me says to me at the end of one event that I had done, she said, did the president talk to you about doing portraits for us? And I said, no. And she said, let's go talk to her right now. So finally, I'm thinking, here's the possibility of getting some paid work for this, and this will hopefully have been worth it. And as soon as we got over to this president lady, the other lady that always hired me, she asked, hey, did you talk to Todd about doing portraits for us? And she immediately just looked at us and said, no, I already found somebody else. And it was kind of this awkward moment, and okay, and thank you, I'll see you later, and I left. And I got in my car and I immediately realized, you're the free guy. You're the guy they call when they don't want to pay anything. And what I had done was create this perception of being the free guy. I hadn't built a perception of this is the guy we call when we're willing to pay for something. Now, it wasn't that I wasn't good enough or did, bad work for them. I had just become that free guy. So my advice to you when it comes to promoting yourself, make sure you promote yourself and create a perception that you're of value, that your work is of value. Now, you have to decide of what that value is. Are you the $1,000 photographer? Are you the $10,000 photographer? Maybe you're the $100 photographer. I don't know. But you have to create that perception that people realize there's value to what they do and we're willing to pay for it. Now, just to throw this out a little bit, I think there are some times to do some things for free. And off the top of my head, I think if it is an organization that doesn't have the budget for it, but you want to give to that organization, say maybe you want to do something special for Special Olympics or the Boy Scouts or whatever organization you have a heart for, you're willing to give that. I think that's certainly a good example of when you could give your services for free. I also think if it's something that builds your portfolio or gives you experience that you don't already have, that's a perfect time. Maybe you want to work with some models and do some fashion work, and you're willing to trade with them their time for your time because it benefits your portfolio. But be aware of becoming the free guy and the having that bad perception of yourself. And I think it's going to go a long ways when people know that you are of value and are willing to pay for you. Take care. Bye, guys. Man, it's dark in my studio. Boy, if the sun is not out, it is dark in here. We need to get some lights.